Okay, I'm really excited to do this video. I know I said the same thing about the last one, my August wrap-up, but I'm really excited to do this one because I'm doing a bookish tag. I'm gonna do this or that. And I love watching these types of videos, and I hope I love making these types of videos because I want to do other bookish tag ones. And this one's just a fun little one that I'm gonna try to do in under 15 minutes. So I have 15 questions that I'm gonna try to answer within 15 minutes, which shouldn't be that difficult. And yeah, it's exciting. So I will start with the first question. Question number 1 is fiction or nonfiction? I imagine most people actually choose fiction, and I'm going to choose fiction as well because I do prefer reading fiction, but I do read a lot of nonfiction. I like reading nonfiction. I think I learn a lot from nonfiction. So it kind of is a hard choice for me, but you kind of have to go with fiction because it's just so much more fun. Question number 2. Paperback or hardback? Paperback? Does anybody prefer reading hardback books? It's just so much easier with paperback. They're easier to carry, they're easier to manipulate, they're easier to hold. They're just user-friendly in my opinion. Number 3. Bookshop or online? So shopping at a bookshop, a bookstore, or shopping online? Obviously shopping at a bookstore. It's so fun. Who doesn't love going into chapters and walking around and seeing what's there? And then you can sit down and read a little bit of your book, and it's just so nice and it smells good and it's so fun to see what's all out there. And then even chapters, or yeah, I'm thinking about chapters in my head, but at other bookstores, if you go to a used bookstore or even to a thrift shop, to Value Village or whatever, it's still so fun just to see it all and then pick them up and read them, and you would pick up things that you probably wouldn't necessarily click on when you're shopping online. Question number 4. New or used? Used. That's all I ever buy and all I ever read. Books from the library are used. I read my sister's books, which she's all read. I borrow books. I don't remember the last time I bought a new book because ebooks don't count, right? I don't know. So used books. Number 5 is audiobook or ebook? Audiobook all the way. I love audiobooks. I would not have read as much as I did this year if I didn't have audiobooks, because they just allow you to do other things and read at the same time. I can listen to books while I'm at work, while I'm driving, while I'm writing a blog post. You know, they're so user-friendly, and sometimes they make the books better. They make it more interesting and engaging. So audiobooks all the way. All right, next, read aloud or be read to? So not that I do this frequently, but if I had to choose between one of the two, it'd definitely be read aloud. When people read to me, it just goes through one ear and out the other. I can't concentrate, so I need to be the one reading, or else it's just like, oh, which doesn't make sense when I say that I prefer audiobooks. I don't know, just my husband and I, whenever we do read books together, I have to be the one reading, because when he does it, I don't know, my mind wanders off. So I don't know. Me read, not be read to. Okay, silence or music? Silence. Who listens with noise in the background? I am one of those people, I can't multitask. So if I'm trying to read and I have music or a TV or a radio or people are even talking in the background, it can be really difficult for me to concentrate unless I'm really, you know, absorbed by the book. It can be hard for me to concentrate on the book. So definitely in silence. Next question. Male or female main character? I think this is a really weird question. And I mean, does it really matter? If I had to choose, I would choose female, but that's just because I can relate to that character better. But I don't have a preference, or at least I don't think I do. Female, I guess, if I'm pushed to choose one. First or third person point of view? Definitely third person point of view. I prefer books that are narrated from the third person point of view. Duh. I mean, obviously I read some books with the first person point of view, but I think that makes the characters, that makes me dislike the characters easier, is when it's the first person point of view. And when it's narrated from a third person point of view, I connect with the story better, I guess. And not all nonfiction, because all biographies are gonna, all autobiographies are gonna be from first person point of view, but all biographies will be from the third person point of view. Most nonfiction will be third person point of view, and I like a lot of nonfiction. So, there you go. Next one is character driven or plot driven stories. I'm trying to think about the difference. That sounds so, I don't know, I guess ignorant or like beginner. But I'm just trying to think of the last character driven book I read, and nothing is coming to me. So I prefer plot driven. I think I need to think more about this and look back on books I've read and look at examples. But I'm pretty sure I prefer plot driven ones. I think with character driven ones, well, yeah, because I guess, yeah, plot driven for sure. For sure. Okay. Standalones or series? Standalones, 100%. Don't get me wrong, I've read my fair share of series, and there are certain series that I love, but in the last few years, I don't remember I did complete a series. I completed To All the Boys I Loved Before. I really love that series. But it's rare that I read a series, or if I pick up the sequel. For example, I just finished Scythe. I listened to the first book, and I don't think I'm gonna continue. And same with that, the Artemis File, is that what it's called? There were 2 sci-fi series that I started this year. One by Neufeld, and then one is like the Illumini Files. The Illumini Files, I read the first book, I really liked it, but I'm not gonna continue. And then the other one, what's it called? Like with the Neufeld, whatever. I read the second one, I'm not going to continue because I just don't care. I guess they just don't draw me in enough to want to keep going. With that being said, I do kind of want to try to read the Lord of the Rings trilogy at some point in the future. I don't know when. Okay, we're almost done with your 4 more. Multiple books or at once or one at a time? Multiple books at once. If you watched my last video, the August wrap-up, you will learn that I like to always have a nonfiction on the go. So what I've been doing lately is I read 1 chapter in the morning and 1 chapter in the evening of a nonfiction book, and then I can read my fiction book in between. And then I usually am also listening to an audiobook at the same time. So I basically have 2 physical copies or 2 ebooks and an audiobook going. So if nonfiction, a fiction, and almost always a fiction audiobook. So that's 3 books going at a time. And I prefer it that way because it gives a little variety if you get bored from the other ones. Short and sweet or long and heavy? I mean, I guess it's what you're in the mood for, right? Sometimes you want to read something short and sweet and fun, and other times you want to read something a bit more serious. If I had to choose between the 2, or if I could only read, short and sweet or long and heavy for the rest of my life, I would choose long and heavy. Just because you get wrapped up in the world more. I think those ones usually have, more themes, more deep themes going on that you can reflect upon, and I tend to enjoy them more in the end. Okay, second last question. Happy endings or tragic endings? Who would pick tragic endings? Who doesn't like a happy ending? That's where I stand on that. Happy endings all the way. Who wants a tragic ending? No, thank you. And the last question, I love this one. Harry Potter or Twilight? So I'm going with Harry Potter. Although I really did enjoy the Twilight series. When I read that in high school, I loved it. I saw the first movie 3 times in the movie theater. I really enjoyed my Twilight time, but Harry Potter will just stand the test of time, and it's something I'll reread again at the age of 26 and in the future with my children, and it's just one of the best things ever. So yeah, alright, I did it. I completed my Bookish this or that tag in 15 minutes. And I hope you liked watching this video. I actually had a lot of fun making it. I loved going through these questions, and I will definitely be making some more in the future. So stay tuned for that. Bye!